Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of our hardcore survival world series? Question mark. Last episode we built this, I would say pretty big, not mega, but pretty big starter house, starter base. The inside is still pretty empty, but we will eventually get to that. Last episode I mentioned wanting to build a bridge, and so I spent I would say a good maybe 10 hours coming up with a design. I know it's like the design you're gonna see, it may seem pretty basic, but again, I mentioned that I'm not much of a builder in the last episode, and I mostly do redstone stuff, and not that I come up with my own redstone designs or anything, but when I build a redstone contraption, I understand kinda how it works. Kinda. Yeah. I did enjoy building this. I enjoyed coming up with the bridge design. However, if we go down and look in our chests over there, the ones that we used for the last build, this is all leftover materials from the house. Yeah, we don't have anything. So I'm going to run back to our original starting place, gather some materials, and then when we come back, we will, we'll get started on it. All right, that took no time at all, actually, as you can tell. Yeah, we're going to be doing some terraforming. Again, leftovers. I'm not much of a builder, but I am even less so of a terraformer. But we're terraformer. Such a weird way to say that, I think. Anyway, yeah, let's start with the terraforming, and then we'll get into the actual construction of the bridge. That didn't take too long, but I almost forgot to light up. Yeah, I clearly did not fill the whole place in. No, just the show, but it is lit, so we shouldn't have any unwanted mobs spawning in there. All right, time for the bridge. That's really close. So, as you can see, I did finish building the bridge. Unfortunately, I could not recover the replay for the recording of making the rest of this bridge, but as you can tell, it is done. And it kind of sucks because as of editing this, I think this video is only like 2.5, almost 3 minutes long. And I already ran into technical issues, but that's not on my part. I did record it, but unfortunately when I was leaving the game to access the recording, to edit it and do like the time lapse for it, my game crashed, and I ran into some memory issues. Apparently I only had like a gig allocated to Minecraft, which is weird because normally it's supposed to be 2 gigs, but I allocated way more now, and so we should hopefully not have those issues again. And yeah, the bridge is completed. It turned out really nice, I think. Over here we have a bubble elevator going up, and over here we just have a simple magma block to bring us back down. And I did do some off-camera material gathering. I know I said I was probably going to show that stuff on video, but I was so bummed out about losing the recording of the rest of this bridge that I just went crazy with the resources. In these chests, though, is all that we are going to need, hopefully, to do what we're gonna do next. As you can tell, I just have blocks. I haven't made anything else yet. And right here, we have a little circular platform. And that is because I want to do something similar to what we have up there. Right here. It is the same size. And I want this to be kind of the central hub for all our pathways. I want to have pathways going out in these three main directions. And obviously, they will, kind of overlap over there. They'll go over there. They'll go that way. But the one that we're going to be focusing on in this video is up in that direction. But I really do want to get this done, and we have a lot of terraforming to do. I did also remove a lot of the cherry trees, hence the cherry leaves, which we are going to be using, not the logs, just the leaves. But I need to come up with a design for the terraforming here. I already kind of know the design that I want to do for here. Like I said, similar to that. And yeah, I'm still pretty bummed out about losing that footage because I was like almost 2 hours worth of work. And yeah, only thing that saved was building those the stilts, the pillars. So yeah, hopefully though we won't run into any more technical issues with the replay mod. I did update everything, so we should be good. Let's get terraforming this, and then we'll worry about this platform. All right. Yeah, that took me a minute. But I think it turned out all right. I'm okay with this. I know it's a little weird with all the dirt and how high it stacks up. And we can kind of go back and, touch it up a little bit later. But I'm happy with how this turned out. It definitely looks a lot better than it did and how it would if we just had this kind of tower down. And as you can tell under here, I have lit it up. So hopefully we won't run into any mob spawns. Hopefully. There's just hopefully. We will hear them though. So, there's always that. And now I want to work on this before we head on. What's this guy got for sale? He didn't have anything worthwhile for sale. All right. Yeah, I want to work on this. I honestly don't really have much of an idea of what I want to do for this. I thought I wanted to incorporate something up there down here, and I'm gonna give that a shot. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I'm liking this so far. Obviously we are not doing anything remotely similar to that. I decided that we're gonna do a fountain because why not? I'm just hoping it'll look nice. And then right here, we can do lanterns. Do I want them like that? Nah. I think what we're going to do is have fence posts like that. Yeah, that looks good. And then what I do want to do is have some lights around here. Just like so. We don't need to worry about this side because of that. This way it's nice and lit up whenever it turns nighttime. And up there we will place another one with a water source. But honestly, I think this might be it. Scatter some leaves around. I think if we have any leftover leaves, though, we can come back here and leaf it up. But I don't want to be using the leaves that we currently have, because those are going to be for something completely different. Which I already have. I don't have like a layout ready, but I do have the schematics, just not the placements. So let's get a water source in there though. See how this looks. I think, do I not have a bucket? I don't. We can just go ahead. Do I need more chests? Yeah, I think that looks nice. I like that a lot, actually. I do want to add more leaves, but like I said, I don't want to be using these quite yet. I want to do what we are supposed to do, which, since this is, for the most part, complete, we need to make a pathway going up into that direction. I don't want to be using my Silk Touch shovel, though. I feel like right here is a good place to end the path for right now. And that is because I'm going to have to clear out all of these trees over here, including these, for what I have planned for this whole area. And of course, I'm going to have to do some more terraforming right here. But right here is kind of where I want to build our next project. I say next, but we're going to get it done in this episode. But this is the path. And of course, we will spruce this up, actually make it look nice, add some, lamps and like road stuff, and maybe even, we'll add some like slabs and whatnot, make it smoother transition so we're not having to jump constantly. But I tried to really follow this whole like mountain or hillside right here. And I can say that I'm pretty happy with it. Might add like another thing of dirt right there on the side just to kind of beef it up a bit. And then obviously like right here, I think what I'm going to do is do like a staircase going up with like a little like, man, I don't know words today. Bridge? Overhang type thing. Not really quite a bridge, but definitely like a little overhang thing with the staircase going up. And obviously when we, patch up the whole pathway, we will add some slabs here, kind of block this off a bit. And then it will eventually lead up to here and into there. And this is just one pathway, right? Like we'll have another one coming off this way, and then another one going off that way. Maybe even have something over here. Maybe we can put our nether portal over here. That way we're not hearing it. Ideas. Alright. I need to clear out those trees, though. And we are going to have to go to the nether. Because what I want to do would be a lot easier if I had a ton of netherrack. Unfortunately. But first things first, clearing out those trees. Okay, and the terraforming is done. However, I have not actually like spawn proofed everything yet, which we will get to. Yep. And I might just do that off camera before we go ahead and do what we're going to do next with this giant hole. But for now, why is this tree still here? There we go. For now, though, I want to place down our first... I guess I should just tell you what we're going to do over here. We're going to make a custom village. Now, the idea with this village is I want to bring over some, or two, anyway, of our villagers from our old base and bring them over here. However, I don't want to have our farms looking ugly and just kind of out in the open, which, let's face it, a villager breeder is pretty much a farm, as weird as that sounds. So we're going to make the catcher underground, but the breeder itself will be above ground. However, I know a lot of howevers. I might end up patching this up as well. I don't have an exact placement of where I want to put the houses that I built. So, yeah, I've got to figure that out. And then move all the materials over here. So let me try and figure out a placement. Okay. I figured out the placements. However, it's going to require me to do a little bit more terraforming and decimating of trees. I gotta clear out some of that hill behind me and that tree, that tree, that tree, that tree, those two trees, and these three trees. So, yeah, let's get to it. All right. Yeah, that took about an hour. And as you can tell, yeah, I haven't actually done the backside, but I did decide to light up underneath the platforms. I should probably go ahead and fill this in as well. But we do have where our houses are going to go. I will have to do a little bit of work over here just for the villager breeder area, as well as over here. And that is simply because, like I said, I do not want the villagers seen, the ones that are bred anyway. The ones that are breeding are going to be in little garden type areas, which I've still yet to work out a design for those, but one step at a time. But now that we have our platform, so I'm not gonna fall through, thankfully, which they are plenty big enough on the edge for me to have room for that as well. I think it's time that we transfer our materials from our bridge area and bring them over here. I set up some chests. Let me sleep. I did set up some chests over there, as you saw. I'm just patching this up. And the reason why I want to transfer them all over here is because before I even start making all the slabs and the stairs and all that nonsense, which I'm probably going to need more than 5 chests, one of them is being used. It's just going to be easier for me to grab the materials. We are going to be building a total of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses over here. We're going to have one big one right here. And they're pretty much the same design. We'll work out like the pathing up to the houses, later. They're pretty much going to be the same designs. I kind of wanted it that way. It's just easier to build. And, if we do little villages like this again elsewhere, which we definitely are going to be doing like small homes, we will do different designs. I did switch up the block palette from our house though, so our world doesn't, blend. That'd be kind of boring. So I'm going to go ahead, transfer the materials over, make everything that I need, and we shall go from there. I severely miscalculated the amount of stripped oak I need. I needed 12 stacks. At least in my spreadsheet, it says 12 stacks. Yet, yeah, I've only got 2. So that means, and, there's nothing else over here. This is all the materials broken down into what I'll need. So that means I have to... We're going to have to go back to our, starter area. And AFK at the tree for a bit. And then strip all that down at the semi-automatic log stripper. I say semi-automatic because I still have to hold down left and right click. Got all our logs, and yeah, now we are running back to hopefully start building. All right, the houses are complete, at least on the outside. I haven't done any interior work yet. We might work on that next episode. Might. There's quite a lot of things that I want to get done before, trying to mess around with interior. I haven't done the flooring on this house or that one. I didn't include the floor on the floor plans. If you're wondering what the circle is for, though, I'm thinking right here we could do a communal area and do like a well, and then just have like the paths branch off. And for this hole over here, I did go through and spawn proofed where we covered up And that was because I saw Enderman just kind of rearranging the mountains and the sides of the walls and stuff. But that kind of takes me to the next thing. What I want to do now is take care of what's going to go here. And in order to do that, though, I need a monumental amount of netherrack. It's going to be a lot easier if I have netherrack. It's still going to take a minute, like, but I guess I'll just tell you we're going to be filling this in. Yeah, I want to fill this whole thing in with water. It's easier though to have like a layer, and then you just go through and you put water sources around the edge, and then you just break the whole layer. And yeah, we could do ice, but I honestly don't feel like traveling 10,000 blocks just for some ice blocks. And while we do have some at our first base, it's not going to be anywhere near enough. So I just been trying to think though if I want to bring the water level up to here or if I want to have it here. Because my original idea was to have it on this level, which would be 120, right? Yep. And then have a dock coming out. But since we have the house here, I'm gonna have to rearrange our pathway. And so I'm gonna level this out anyway to come over here. So I've got to try and figure that out. And I don't want to go ahead and fill in the water and then have to, fill it up again. It's just a massive pain in the neck. I only want to have to do this part once. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I got to think. All right, let me figure this out real quick. All right. I've decided that we're just going to bring it all the way up here. This way I can always just take off a level if I want to, and I don't think it'll destroy all the other water sources. And plus, I'm going to bring this out anyway, so we'll have a little bit steeper of a drop off right here. Which, let's just go ahead and do right now. All right. So I did this right here, and that is so I could do some, like, railing over here behind the house. Just to add some type of, like, boundary. And this way, if we do feel like it is just a little too high, we can always just cover it back up. And I think it will just drop down one layer. But I think this should be fine. And this way, later on, when, I decide to go through the actual, like, decoration process, we can add some, like, little stones around and all that good stuff. Make it feel like it's a lake. So, next step, though, gathering all the netherrack. Alright, we're getting to the last bits of netherrack, and I believe that's all of it. We didn't collect all of the netherrack that we used, between mobs picking them up and just them floating down at the bottom, or floating. They sunk to the bottom. Oh, let me turn my shaders back on. I turned the shaders off just so I was able to tell where all the netherrack was. It was a little difficult to tell with the shaders on. Yeah, so you can see just like all these netherrack sunk to the bottom. I'm not going to go around swimming around the bottom just for some netherrack. We are definitely not hurting for it. Got a full chest there and almost a half double chest here. So I think we're okay. I think we're more than okay. We're gonna need a new pickaxe. I had to repair that again. Yeah. So for this, I think the lake is done. I think it turned out really awesome. We will go around, kind of trim up these trees over here just so they don't look completely out of place. But we will probably do that next episode. For this one, I do want to get the floors in these two houses right here. And I do need to come up with a design for the garden area that our villagers are going to be in. And then we are going to have to bring them over. I've spent so much time making this episode. But honestly, now that it's not raining, let us take a look at our beautiful man-made lake. Rat-made lake? Rat-made lake. I think it turned out really nice. For right here, we are going to push this back just a little bit. And I'm going to go around the outside here with some stone bricks just to act as like a barrier. I was debating if I wanted it to be one lower, but I decided we're just going to have it up here because we do have the elevation on the other side. So, but yeah, as you can tell, it is fully completed. No more mobs down here. No more Endermen wreaking havoc on our beautiful underwater area. I would like to kind of spruce this up though, maybe add like a conduit and add some life, maybe some kelp, some sea pickles, if we can find some. Really? That's gotta get patched up. Anyway, I would like to, spruce this up eventually, but we're gonna worry about all the like decorations and stuff, even for the houses and like this whole area, probably in the next episode. There are a few things that I want to get done, and I already mentioned them. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the floor design. I believe I should have enough stripped oak logs for these floors. And then we will do a little garden design and bring some villagers over. We're only going to bring over 2. I'm not going to mess around with all that. We will let them breed, and then if we want to make another one later, which we definitely will, we can just, village nap 2 of the ones I got bred. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, do the floors, do the things, and then we'll keep it moving. Okay, so I've come up with a design, and fortunately, I believe we should have all the extra materials that we are going to need except for spruce trap doors. However, I don't need dark oak. I need spruce. I think that should be enough. So, I also need... I think that's going to be the one block that I don't have. Grass and dirt blocks. Yeah, I don't have any grass or dirt blocks. So let's just take from here. Let's not leave that tree floating. Make it not look like I just took blocks from there. We'll come back and chop that tree down. I think this should be enough dirt to get us through what we need it for. And I'm also going to need 3 more beds, which we can get in a second. So right here is where we're going to do this. So the beds are going to go right here. So this is where the beds are going to go, but they're going to go where these dirt blocks are. So I'll have to go grab some more calcite. I do need some stairs. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we have to count out 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here is where our water source for the farm is going to go. So then 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to have an extra barrier on the outside. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Another outside barrier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Outside barrier. So this right here. Oh, we can just patch this up. So then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Plant that like that. That. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Something like this. And then on the outside here, what we can do is something like that. We place slabs down just so when they actually start breeding, the little ones can't, jump out. All right, and then up here. So the beds will go right here. This trapdoor will keep the grown-ups from being able to leave. Under here, we dig down 2 more. It's like so. We dig a hole like that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So where this is at, we dig out 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to get out for us, we can just dig out this way. So now they should go in here, drop down. Once they get older, they'll pop into here, and then under here is where, and I'm hoping this will be enough light, but under here is where we'll do our collection system. So we'll have to do a little bit of work in here, but that's fine. So now, though, to get the farm ready for now, we should get 1 more water bucket. So now all we're going to have to do is just plant the carrots, and we'll be set. I say that, but we still have to bring them over. And for those of you who don't know, our portal is way over there. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just going to go through the process of bringing them over. I'm not going to show this on camera. I have no idea how long this is going to take me, or even really how easy it's going to be. So, and I don't even think I have enough rails either. So this is going to be quite a chore. So I'm just going to do this, and then, I'll see you guys when I'm done. So we did manage to... Oh, I gotta put a slab above that. All right, so we got our villagers in here. Now I just gotta plant these. All right, so planted the carrots. We got our villagers in here. Oh, that's not good. Close that so they can't escape. Same premise as the other one. Oh, I forgot to put the beds in. I gotta put the beds in. I knew I was forgetting something. I do have all the wool that is needed, so not gonna be a problem. At least I thought I did. I think I left it over at the base. Oh my goodness. I gotta go grab the wool. I forgot I had leftover green wool from building the roof on our base. So we're just gonna use screen beds. Alright, now it is officially completed. That took me about 45 minutes. Just to get them in there, get the railways going. Yeah, that's not too bad though. I don't think the small one should be able to get up here. And if they do, or when they do breed, the same premise as the one over in our first base. I just wanted to make it look like it was actually kind of part of the house. And for the most part, it does. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm thinking over here for our gathering method of the villagers when we need them. We'll do like a small little outhouse. I think the spot's like right here. We'll do like a small little outhouse, so we'll lose an extra window, but a small price to pay. It looks nice. I like it. I'm very happy with the amount of progress that we made in this video. All of this took me an incredible amount of time. 7 days. Right? It's taken me about 7 days to do all of this. Come up with the ideas for it. Come up with the designs for the house. Come up with this. I just kind of did on the spot. I took inspiration from a few pictures that I found just on Google. But these houses are mine, and filling up this lake, gathering all the materials for it. And when I say materials, I mean just an insane amount of netherrack. And which I haven't shown, but when I was doing all the netherrack gathering, I did find 2 pieces of ancient debris. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Maybe we'll smelt that down. Maybe get some netherite. I think you need 4 though, so not anytime soon. But anyway, I'm very happy with this. I'm liking how it's looking so far. We will do the touch-ups on this in the next video, probably. I think this is a good spot to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed the amount of progress. We will clean up that behind me, soon. We're not going to have chest monsters all over our world. There's a few things, though, that we need to do before we go ahead and do a storage system. One of those things, or 2 of those things, I'm hoping that we can take care of in the next video. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.